Hi, everyone at hashtag CDC Whistleblower. I'm Dana, and I'm here with Timothy Welsh, who is at Real Tanner's dad, and he has about 1/4 of all the almost hashtag break a billion impressions on Twitter, so there can hashtag be one less vaccine victim who didn't research before they got any vaccines. We are starting right here. Phenomenal job yesterday on Super Bowl. Candace and I at CES Day even tried to rally some people by being on live from the Super Bowl. It turned out to be completely pathetic because neither one of us drink very much. We both had a beer and we just started yawning. So sorry about that. There's a few people there that thought it was funny, but bottom line, it was an epic fail, but we had fun. So congratulations. This is what we did yesterday. We almost had 10 million impressions, but what's far more impressive is when we got to the 500 million mark, which was on December 16th of this year. We had all but one of the top 10 people with the custom avatar, hashtag Avatar Army. And as you can see right now, we invested some time yesterday trying to get people on board with that. And thank you so much to these people who are tweeting. They have what's called a brand, and they've allowed their brand to take a second seat to the bigger picture of hashtag CDC Whistleblower and hashtag Break a Billion, because they recognize that it's more important that this is a group effort making this happen, and it's all about the group of people doing this than anybody's individual brand. So I thank everyone for that, and the people that I nudged, I'm sorry. As you can see, we still have, let's go over here, we still have Svagdis, who I don't think any of our team know personally. If you do, if you could nudge her. Gold out of hiding. Please, 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 if you can, as we get closer to 1 billion, at least send us a note that you're ready to do that. That would be great. I know Aspie's mom, we weren't able to get to switch for 500 million, but maybe she'll consider for 1 billion. Vaccine exchange, I'm sure somebody knows that person. I've been working on Roseanne a little, so that might be fun. And then we know you, Missy, and we are hoping that as we get closer to 1 billion, you'll join the fight. CNN, probably not going to happen, and then Brian Steller, that was just, we thought that Tim was going to be a call-in for that show, and he ended up getting bumped by breaking news, so that didn't happen. So great job, everybody, yesterday. Tim, any great job? Kudos, comments?
I just thank you to the avatar is just one part of this, just the superhuman effort that the warrior mothers and fathers are putting in around the clock is just amazing at this point.
And yesterday was on fire. The thread was the most amazing I've ever seen it. Probably 95% of every single tweet hit everything that Tim asked for. What are the reportable, what are those 3 things, Tim? And then the 5 things?
Reportable, reproducible, actionable links that are credible are the things that are most important at this point. We don't need gimmicks. We just need going back to the facts of what's going on. In your link, in your tweet for the newcomers, we want hashtag CDC Whistleblower. That's the way we're tracking everything. We need.
Oh my God, Tim, we were in such a rush. Look what's missing from your tweet right here.
Yeah, I slipped on that one. I didn't have the hashtag. So I'm a bad person there. I missed number 1. You need to have your link, which is the Measles Gate right now is talking about important things that are going on. I decided to tag some really large following groups, CNN, BRK, and Team CNN, because I was talking to them directly. And then we're looking for the visual, which is we can't get stronger than what we have there. But I just found that floating on the internet. And then we got to have that action item, which we're asking people to do, which I'm asking Team CNN to report the news about immunity for Dr. Thompson with that tweet. So I'll go back and retweet it with the top 5s correctly.
So, and just to be clear, we've had some confusion. we've gotten the tweets to where they're beautiful. They're 90% of the way there as far as being the correct type of tweet. Here's the challenge that we're having. We've definitely expanded the scope of people who are paying attention to hashtag CDC whistleblower. What we're not, however, doing is tagging the bigger tweeters that have millions of followers quite enough. A few people started doing this, but Tim, can you explain how it's really like a conversation and how you want to use those big tweet tags?
If you are talking to somebody like, I've interacted with Team CNN. That's the production team that decides what's going to actually go on news. CNN BRK is actually the breaking news that they put out there. And so those two combined, I'm actually talking to somebody directly, and then the CNN breaking BRK is what people actually have timelines set up just to look at, searches just to set up. And so then when they have so many followers, that's going to show up in their timeline. And again, make sure tweet lasts longer, go farther, and have more impact. It gets the link that you're putting out there and the visual out there in front of the people that are going to potentially move the needle. As we break 1 billion, as we cross 1 billion impressions and put that amount of data on the internet's just a bunch of noise, but when you have 1 billion of something, people can't navigate around it.
Will I speak for just a second, Tim? Is there any way you could tweet that meme that you found that featured what you would have said on Brian's show had it happened? Is there a way you could just blind tweet that, nothing else, just the photo, so we can talk about it? But I want to talk to you really quickly. I think the ideal way to tweet, if you're not just retweeting, because retweeting is where a ton of this comes from, but if you're trying to initiate tweets, here's how I would like to see it happen.
And I want to encourage people to initiate tweets.
Yes.
One of the things that we've said all along is that part of Twitter's science and art is the magic of the mojo. And we don't want to take away anybody's mojo.
Nope.
Some of the best information, the best tweets, the best content has come from mothers who turn on their TV and they see a local news broadcast in Madison, Wisconsin, or Danville, Illinois, and they see that local news station talking exactly in the truth, that they don't have the influence and the things going on that stop them from reporting the truth.
Okay, so now I'm at down to 10 minutes, so I want to quickly say, here's what I love to see. I love it when people have a thread where every single tweet is a new meme with a new tiny URL or link to something reportable, and then 2 tags that are related to one another, like at J-Lo and at Lady Gaga. And then the next tweet will be a brand new meme, brand new tiny URL, 2 people that might talk to each other, like at Rosie and at Madonna. And then the next one is the next thing, because that becomes the most retweetable thread possible.
And A plus with that would be if Rosie was talking to J-Lo and you were in that conversation. So
and you got in the middle of it.
In that moment, there's question. When people are talking, there's questions being asked. You answer the question. The sky is blue over the Pacific today. Wow, the sky is blue over Pacific. You know what? What makes it even bluer is the fact that Dr. Thompson got immunity today.
Right, totally. And the Dr. Thompson thing is huge. Everybody's been running with it. That's phenomenal. We've seen a bunch of memes out there. We have 2 landing pages, which is links on the internet where the basic gist of it is explained. The 2 landing pages are tinyurl.com/measlesgate, where Marcella and Leslie had a radio conversation and she explains what's going on. And the other one is tinyurl.com/CDC whistleblower immunity, which is an article that Marcella on Vax Truth wrote. So now I want to go on to, so that's huge. Pound that, that's huge that that's happening today. I got to go a little quicker. My daughter's going to want me to go to school. Okay, so this one we found is gorgeous. A lot of people are talking about Gandhi. First they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, and then you win. So this one's, these are just links. We checked them out. Vax Ignore goes to the Hear This Well videos. Vax Laugh goes to Zoe on the on the nightly show, and we're not trying to say that we're laughing at Zoe at all. They wanted to, but they didn't succeed because she did such a great job. But they're definitely trying to laugh as us as a movement. Vax Fight is Patty on CNN, and Vax Collapse is the Gary Knoll show. I'm sorry, the Gary Knoll one that he created, where he says the ghosts of their fraudulent science, manipulated research, and misleading propaganda across mainstream media and in the biosphere are returning to haunt them. So let's just finish up with this. Another thing that's going around is show me the measles. You can go to /measlesgate. Hello, has nobody noticed that the only cases of measles reported are the exposed, quarantined, suspicion of, and finally measles in the fully vaccinated? We need to pound this home. The Baltimore case, they suspected measles because it looks exactly like measles, turned out not to be measles. There's been someone quarantined in Pasadena. There's been someone quarantined in some northern state. There's been cases that they've talked about now on the news in New York that turns out to be fully vaccinated. So you've got to pound that home. The only other message for today from me is avoid the hashtag anti-vax. I want you to look at it, but do not engage the trolls there. Here's what I think is happening. We're doing this amazing job at hashtag CDC Whistleblower of giving reportable links to great information. Somebody's been paying the other side to go to hashtag anti-vax and go crazy talking to each other. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen. So don't engage and don't use the hashtag anti-vax, but you can go and take a peek at how pathetic it is. Anything else before I get called to duty with my other life, Tim?
No, let's just get to tweeting, and we're going to break 900 million today on our way to break 1 billion.
Little detail, 900 million today. Love you guys. See you on Twitter, so they will hashtag be one less. Thanks.